fresh with Oasis Premium Purified Water. Now available in more thirst-quenching options. 330 ml, 600 ml, 1.5 liter, and 5 liters. Choose the size that fits you best. Grab one today.
Good evening, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to C Results on IBN TV as well as the IBN TV Facebook page and the C Results Facebook page. I am Sir Ijaz and I will be teaching you mathematics today. Today, of course, being Monday, we're going to use the first few minutes of our program highlighting those students who did our quizzes over the last week and they did them well and were able to achieve above a certain grade. And as we like to remind you, it's not so much about that particular achievement, although it is something nice to look forward to. We hope that in striving to, make these lists that we put out every Monday, that you are in fact improving, okay? So as long as you are trying to hit the top, you are always going to be making improvements, even though it might be, bit by bit. But of course, you're not going to get there unless you put in that effort. So for this particular week, we're up to 973 students now in the class. Of course, we had already surpassed 1,000, but we did a little bit of spring cleaning, if you will, for the people who weren't participating. And we still managed to cop another 100 students over the last week or so. And again, the numbers for the submissions for ELA and mathematics were much higher, but every week, we tend to run into this problem where we can tell that students opened the quizzes and they did not do the quizzes, right? The quizzes are meant to simulate real examinations. So once you are in there, once you start, once you are given your paper, as you will be whenever you do write your exam, and you're told that, the time begins now and you have X amount of time, that is the time that you're going to have to do the exam within. So these quizzes are typically 15 to 20 minutes in duration, and you just have to do it within that time. Once you click view quiz or take quiz, it's as though you are there in the examination room and you have that amount of time, so you have to use it wisely, okay? So parents, please pay attention to your children when they are doing the quizzes. That's why we tend to encourage you. It's better if you put it on your device. You just need to have one account then, just the student account. And, you allow your child the time to do the quizzes when they are available. You have an entire week to do them, of course. And, just make sure for that 15, 20 minutes they don't get distracted. Because if you have a device in your hand and access to the internet, you can literally do anything that you want to do, right? You have so many things that you could go to other than doing the quiz. So please monitor that situation. So we had 196 students who did complete the quizzes for ELA. And this comprehension exercise this week was actually a non-fiction piece or a non-fiction passage entitled The Heart. It had a lot of good information actually about, caring for your heart and so on, and how it functions. And 97% of the students were able to pass that comprehension exercise with an average score of 81%. And then we had 194 submissions for the mathematics quiz, and that was all based on, just the general arithmetic type questions that come in the second section of the SCA paper. So those questions are a bit more challenging than what you would find in the first section of the paper. So, some students, they of course struggle with it a little bit, but at the same rate, we had a lot of students who were able to get total marks, as we'll see very shortly. Last week we only managed to have 2 students get total in ELA and the mathematics quizzes. We actually had something like 15 or 14 students who are able to do that this week. All right, so it just goes to show that, sometimes some topics are more troublesome than others, and you can use these Monday episodes, parents and viewers. When we do these reviews, we always say, what the quizzes were about, so you can have an idea where students tend to struggle, and you can help guide them towards review and practice in those particular areas. And of course, the results are tailored to you as an individual as well. So when you do a quiz, you may get 100% in it, and it may not apply to you specifically, that you really need to back up on that area, right? So you're getting the general performance of the class, and of course, you have your individual statistics as well. Good. So 52% of the class were able to pass that mathematics quiz, and the overall class average was 58%. But like we said, there were a number of students who were able to attain 100% and very close to 100%. So it is possible, it can be done. It just requires the work and the dedication, all right? So we did have 3 new assignments / quizzes posted over the weekend, math, English, and creative writing, of course. And these are due on Friday, all right? And the students there in the Edmodo group would know that for this particular week, we've brought the creative writing deadline a bit closer than Friday for a very special reason, and we will learn more about that on Thursday, God willing, all right? So let's look at those students who were able to really excel in this week's quizzes. And of course, there were a lot of them. As I said, we had 2 last week. We have about 7 times that amount this week, okay? So Tiana Andrews, Alian Balfour, Cristiano Barrington, Dominique Brown, Myron Diaz, Khalif Dowden, Andian Joseph, Ria McNichols, Shiraz Mohammed, Samir Mustafa, David Pascal, Jasana Ramuta, Jonathan Sinanan, and Ebenezer Smart were all able to attain 100% in both the mathematics and the ELA, and that is no easy feat, as you can see, especially since the mathematics quiz seemed to have troubled so many people. All right, we were still able to get this many students who got all the way to 100% in both of them. All right, so congratulations to you guys. And we have a lot of honorable mentions as well. So these are students who just barely missed out in either the mathematics or the ELA, just like missing out by a mark or something like that. But we have, several students here. Not everyone identifies by their real name on the group, but most people do, right? So we have E and Aiden, Isis, Amonwa, Devontae, Julia, Candice, Nico, Justin, Zia, Rishon, Haley Hihong, who was one of the students that got 100% in both last week. All right, so still battling there for the top spots. Zaria Howe, Miriam Kelawan, Avasha Kodai, Miriam Jaden, Zubair, Jasmine, Faye, Jessica, Samir, Caitlin, Juliana, Azaria, Javan, and Yannick. All right, so congratulations again to all of these people on your hard work and on getting this far with us. And several of these people, as we point out every week, they're always there or thereabouts in the top or very near to the top, right? Repeat offenders in a good way, in a good sense. And then we had in the creative writing, we had Jessica Ramdani, Dominique Shiraz again, who placed there in the top performers in the math and ELA as well, Janella, Azaria, and Jordan. So that is our little way of recognizing the efforts of our students. All right, we are very proud of you and the work that you're doing, and everyone who has ever had their name up here, or who didn't, but you are trying to, and you are seeing improvement in your work. We are seeing improvement in your work, so we just want to congratulate you guys and thank you for the effort that you are giving. Okay, so the last time you saw me, I was working on 3 particular questions in statistics that gave students some trouble in one of the previous quizzes that we did on Edmodo. So we already went and did 2 of them. We just have 1 more to do, and then we are going to do some questions on consumer arithmetic today. All right. So the last question in the statistics that gave students a lot of trouble, it's a question that ties in both bar graphs as well as arithmetic mean or averages. All right. And it's a section 3 type of question, so you know it's going to be a difficult type of question. Those questions are all worth 4 marks. All right, the final section of the paper, all of the questions are worth 4 marks, and the statistics question is going to be the last question on the paper. And of course, you're seeing there displayed right now the access code for our Edmodo class. If you want to, you know, give it a shot and see if you can get your name up here, or regardless, you're going to benefit by participating and taking those quizzes. You just have to visit edmodo.com or download the app, create an account, get started as a student, and you join the class with this class code. Parents can also do that and link their accounts to their child's or ward's account, and you can get updates as well, right? Especially if you're using different devices. So I'm going to open the lines up now and ask for your help. For the rest of today, it's going to be all about you helping me. But first, we're going to read the question before we take any calls, of course. So the bar graph shows the number of runs scored by a school in a cricket competition with 4 innings. All right, so we have a bar graph here. We have 3 of the 4 innings shown so far. Good. The mean number of runs scored before the 4th inning was 5 less than the mean number of runs scored after the 4th inning. How many runs were scored in the 4th inning? So the mean after 3 innings, in other words, is 5 less than the mean after 4 innings. So we have to figure out what happened in that 4th inning to raise that mean by 5. So let's see if any of our callers out there can point us in the right direction. Good afternoon, caller. Hi, good afternoon, caller.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon, and who am I speaking with?
Javan.
Hey, welcome, Javan. How are you doing today?
I am doing good, sir.
Excellent. So what are your thoughts for this question here, Javan?
Okay, so first things first, I would add 80, add 40, add 60.
Okay.
And that would give me 180.
Right.
And to find the mean number of runs, I would say 180 divided by 3 to give me 60 runs.
Excellent. So that is the average after 3 innings, right?
After what?
After the 3 innings.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So you could go back to the question.
All right, just a second. So
okay.
Here we go.
Okay, right. So then since they said that the mean number of runs scored before the 4th inning was 5 less than the mean number of runs scored before the 4th inning was 5 less than the mean number of runs scored after the 4th inning.
Yes.
So then I would have to say 60 add 5.
Right.
To give me 65.
60 add 5, which gives you 65.
Yes, and then I would say 65 multiplied by 4 to give me 260.
260?
Yes.
Right.
And then I would say 260 take away 180.
Yeah.
To give me 80 runs.
80 runs. So therefore, 80 runs were scored in the
4th inning.
Right? All right. Excellent work, Javan. Thank you so much for your help.
Okay, you're welcome, sir.
All right. So, a lot of stuff went on in this question here. Firstly, okay, this is a cricket game that a school participated in, and they had, they played for 4 innings, At least that's the information that we're working with here so far. And we are told that the mean number of runs scored before the 4th inning was 5 less than the mean number of runs scored after the 4th inning. How many runs were scored in the 4th inning? So to begin with, we have to figure out the mean after the mean before the 4th inning, which is 5 less than it is after the 4th inning. Good? So we use our knowledge of reading these bar graphs off. We look at the figures here on the left-hand side, and we can tell in the 1st inning that the school scored 80 runs, 40 in the 2nd, and 60 in the 3rd innings, as Javan rightly said. So now we can calculate the mean for those first 3 innings, and we do that by summing the runs in each of the 3 innings. We get 180, right? Remember, our sum divided by our count is the formula for finding the arithmetic mean. So we have a total of 180 runs over 3 innings. That therefore gives us an average of 60 runs. Now we are told in the question that this mean is 5 less than the mean number of runs scored after the 4th inning. So therefore, the mean after the 4th inning will be 60 plus 5, which is 65. Good? So 65 runs were scored on average after the 4th inning. Good? And so we know the number of innings, or the count, which is 4. And we have to figure out what the sum is. Good? So the sum divided by the count again. Our sum here is unknown. The count is 4. And the average is equal to 65. So some number divided by 4 is equal to 65. That's why we do the opposite operation of dividing, which is to multiply. We multiply that 65 by 4, and we get 260 runs being scored after the 4th innings. Good? So therefore, what we are missing now is how many runs were scored in the 4th inning itself. We know from previously reading off our graph that 180 runs were scored in those first 3 innings. So we take the sum after the 4th inning, which is 260, subtract the 180 that was scored in the first 3 innings, and we get our final answer of 80 runs being scored in the 4th inning to give us that average of 65, which is 5 more than what the average was after 3 innings. Good? So that is a challenging question, of course, as you can see, and it was one that a number of students, although several of them did get it correct, many students didn't. And, we're just taking this opportunity here to clarify for you. Okay, so I hope that that is very clear now, and everyone understands, thanks to Javan and that little bit of extra explanation that we just gave. So we're moving on now to our consumer arithmetic questions from the section 2 of the SEA paper, and these will be questions that are in that style, all right? Not actual past paper questions, but questions like it, questions that you can expect to get. Good? And of course, number, as we like to remind you, it's the strand that has the most number of questions in the paper, almost half, just under half. And these questions come from section 2, where questions are worth from 2 to 3 marks, as opposed to 1 mark in section 1 and 4 marks in section 3. So you can expect the difficulty to be a little higher. So let's read this question here, and I'll explain something before I take the caller, okay? Mr. Devonte bought 10 boxes of oranges for $480. Each box had a dozen oranges. He later sold the oranges and made a profit of $120. What was the selling price of 1 orange? So let's just briefly explain what some of these terms mean before we take that caller. Okay, we know that these are standard 4 and 5 students, so a lot of them already would be familiar with this stuff, but we're just going to express it for the sake of those who will be using our YouTube channel to study these topics afterwards, right? So the price at which an article meaning any item, is bought is called the cost price, right? So that's the price that you pay for something. The price at which an article is sold is the selling price. So far, that's pretty intuitive, right? Cost price is what you pay for it. The selling price is the amount you sell it for. So when the selling price is more than the cost price, a profit or gain is made. Good. So if I bought a pack of biscuits for $4 and I sold it for $5, let's say, I'm going to make a profit because the selling price is more than the cost price. The price that I sell it for is more than the price that I bought it for. Good. And when the selling price is less than the cost price, a loss is made. All right. So I bought that pack of biscuits for $4 and I sold it for $3 because I really don't want it anymore. And, your friend says, well, I could just go in the parlor and buy one for $4. Why would I pay $4 to you? So you really want to get it off your hands and you sell it for $3 instead. Therefore, you would have made a loss of $1, right? So if the selling price is less than the cost price, you would have made a loss there. So these are just some formulas. Now, these things, you can reason them out, but it is useful if you can memorize it. It will help you out. So when you make a profit, basically, the cost price will be the selling price, subtract the profit, right? So that makes sense. If you've made a profit, you're selling it for more than you bought it. So therefore, the cost price can be found by subtracting the profit from the selling price. And, conversely, the selling price would be equal to the cost price, the price that you bought it for, plus the profit that you made. All right, that's when we have a profit being made. What about if we have a loss being made? When we have a loss, the cost price is equal to the selling price plus the loss. Okay, so the selling price will be less than the cost price in this case. So in order to figure out what that cost price was, you have to add the loss that was made to the selling price in order to determine what the cost price was. And conversely, the selling price would be equal to the cost price, subtract the loss. All right? So that's a lot of stuff there. Could be slightly confusing, but if you think about it a little bit, you'll understand, what's going on. So feel free to rewatch this afterwards, to pause it, to replay it as much as possible until it makes sense. But the way, of course, to get anything to make sense in mathematics is really to practice applying it, right? The application of these things to actual problems. Good? So let's see what our callers have to say about this question. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hello.
Hi, good afternoon.
This is Aidan.
Hey, welcome, Aidan. And Aidan, how are you today?
Good.
So what are your thoughts for this question, Aidan?
Okay, to find the cost for $1, you would need to divide 480 by 10.
Okay, that's the cost for $1.
And you'll get $48.
$48. All right, Aidan, can you do something for me?
Yes, $48.
Yeah, would you please lower the volume on the television?
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that's the cost price for $1, right?
Yes.
Okay, but remember here.
So, and to find how many oranges you have in the 10 boxes, it will be 12 by 10.
Okay.
And you'll get 120.
All right. So we have
and then they say that he later sold the oranges to make a profit of $120.
Yeah.
So to find the selling price of the 10 boxes of oranges, it will be $480 plus the $120.
All right. So that's the cost price plus the profit, right?
Yes, and you'll get $600.
All right. That's
So
$600.
to find the selling price of one orange, it will be 600 divided by 10 because he bought 10 boxes of oranges, and the 600 is the selling price for the 10 boxes of oranges.
Okay. So
when you divide the 600 by the 10, you'll get $60. That will be the selling price of one orange.
No, actually, that would be the selling price of one box of oranges.
Yeah, and it'll be 60 divided by 12 because a dozen is equal to 12. So that'll be $5.
All right, so you're saying we divide them by 10 first to get the
box.
The selling price of one box, right?
Yeah.
And now we have to divide 60 by 12 to get the selling price of one orange.
So that'll be $5. Yes.
All right, great. So that is actually correct. That is the answer that we're looking for. Thank you so much, Aidan.
You're welcome.
All right, so Aidan there, guys, his answer is correct, but he was going in two different directions for this question, which is why in the end he gave an answer of $60 for the price of one orange. Okay, so we have to decide first whether we are going to work it by boxes and then divide to get the one orange, or we can just bring it down to one orange first, and then when we get our final answer, we'll be dealing with the selling price for one orange. So I will just recap this in case anybody got confused along the way. All right, so 10 boxes of oranges were bought for $480. 10 boxes of oranges were bought for $480. That's the cost price. Good. Each box had a dozen oranges. He later sold the oranges and made a profit of $120. What was the selling price of one orange? Very important. Not the selling price of one box, but the selling price of one orange. Good. So how many oranges did he actually buy for $480? He bought 10 boxes of a dozen oranges. So a dozen oranges in each box, and we know that a dozen is 12. So therefore, he bought 120 oranges for a cost price of $480. Good, so the cost price of one orange, therefore, is $480 divided by 120, and we'll get $4 being the cost price of one orange. Good, and then he later sold the oranges and made a profit of 120. He made a profit of 120, so it's $120 profit on 120 oranges. So therefore, he's making a profit of $1 per orange, right? He's making a profit of $1 per orange. So now finally, since we have the cost per orange and the profit per orange, we can add them. The selling price when a profit is made is equal to the cost price plus the profit. Remember, we just went through that. So that would be equal to $4 plus $1, which is equal to $5. Good. And alternatively, we could have said that we are just going to add the 480, which is the cost price for all the oranges, to the 120, which is the profit for all the oranges, and get $600 being the selling price for all 10 boxes of oranges. But we know that the 10 boxes of oranges contain 120 oranges in total, because each box has 12 or a dozen, and then we can divide that and get a direct answer of $5. Okay, so just in the first instance, dividing the 480 by 10, you have to have a plan for what you're going to do with that after, right? So these are just reorganizing the steps so that you don't get confused along the way. And the answer for this question is $5. All right, so he did arrive at the right answer, but perhaps he might have left it at $60 through not really figuring out what exactly we are looking for. Not the cost of one box, but the cost of, not the selling price of one box, but the selling price of one orange. All right, so that's the answer for that question. And here we have another question that has to do with a different element of, well, what falls under the broad umbrella of consumer arithmetic. And I have something to teach again before we take this question. So Miss Zafira is paid $45 per hour. She worked from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. each day from Monday to Friday. On Saturday, she worked for 6 hours and was paid at time and a half. Calculate her pay for that week, right? So this is the topic of salary or wages. All right, so salary and or wages are what you are paid for the work that you do typically, all right? That's what we mean when we say salary or wage. And wages are generally calculated using fixed rates, so it can be paid by the hour, per day, per week, or monthly, all right? And, you know, you can break down basically your pay down to the hour if you have any of these, if you have it in any of these other formats. But sometimes, you know, if you're going to get a job, you're told you're going to be paid this much per week or this much per day or per hour or per month, and like that, right? That's what we mean by the fixed rate. And any work normally usually takes place between some stipulated working hours, all right? So, you know, you get to work at 8 and you leave work at 4, for instance. Those are your normal working hours. But sometimes you might be required, you might be asked to stay longer at work. All right, so the work that we do in excess of normal working time is called overtime. All right, so you normally work from 8 to 4, but for whatever reason, let's say it's the holiday season and there's a lot of customers coming, a lot of items to get sold, stores might open longer, right? So beyond the regular working time. So people might be working from, I don't know, 8 to 6 instead of 8 to 4 or something like that. They'll be working their typical work day plus 2 hours of overtime, right? That's just an example. So employees are usually paid at a higher rate for overtime work. So you'll hear, you know, different ways that this might be stated. Time and a half, double time, triple time, etc. So basically time and a half means that if you work for $10 an hour, you're going to get $15 an hour for that overtime, meaning, you know, time and a half, so $10 per hour plus a half of 10, which is 5, you'll get $15 per hour. That's for the overtime. If it's double time, it'll just be twice your regular rate, so it'll be 10 by 2 is 20. If it's triple time, it means 3 times the amount of your regular rate. So instead of $10, you'll get $30 per hour. And all of these different arrangements might be made based on different criteria, okay? So sometimes, depending on when you have to work, when you have to come out, you might be paid time and a half. If you have to work, let's say, probably on a public holiday, you might get more than that, double or triple time, all right? And, you know, in real life, these things will work out all different manners of way. So we just have to understand what we mean by these concepts. So here we have an example of Zafira being paid $45 per hour, and she works from 8 to 4 each day from Monday to Friday. That is her regular working time. Now on Saturday, she worked for 6 hours and was paid at time and a half. Calculate her pay for that week. So let's see if anyone out there can help us with this question. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to See Results.
Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
And who am I speaking with?
Devontae.
Hey, welcome, Devontae. So, Devontae, what are your thoughts for this question?
So to start off with, I will find the regular time hours, which is from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., which is 8 hours.
8 hours, right. Very good.
And then I'll multiply that by the 5 days, because Monday to Friday is 5 days, so I'll find the total hours she worked for the 5 days, or just 40 hours.
Yeah, 40 hours per week. Good.
And then I'll multiply that by 45, which is $1,800.
40 by 45 is $1,800.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll double check it, but I'm taking a word for it for now. And what next?
And then I'll find time and a half for the Saturday, because they said I have because it'll show us 3 time and a half on Saturday. So then I'll find time and a half.
Yeah.
On $45, which is $67.50.
$67.50.
Yes, sir.
All right. No problem.
And then I'll multiply that by 6.
Okay.
Which is $405.
$405.
Yes, sir.
All right.
And then to find a total, I will add 1,800 and 405, and you will get $2,005.
$2,005?
Yes, sir.
Check that back.
I mean $2,205.
All right, $2,205. That is correct, Devontae. You're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, so that's Devontae there, guys. And all right, so this is the way that I would work as well. We calculate for the regular working time for the week. All right, 8 to 4 p.m. from 8 in the morning to 4 p.m. It's a span of 8 hours. Good. And Zafira is working from Monday to Friday, which is 5 days for the week. So in total, she'll be working 40 hours of the week at her regular rate of $45. Good. So if we multiply 40, which is the number of time worked for the week, multiplied by the rate at which she is paid, which is $45 per hour, we're going to get 1,800, right? And then we have to calculate the rate at which she is paid on Saturday. Now, Saturday she's paid at time and a half, which is 1.5 or 1.5 times 45. All right, so half of 45 is $22.50. $22.50 plus 45 will give us this, $67.50. Good. And, you know, I want you all actually at home to be working with your pen and your paper, as our viewers do, right? So $67.50 is the rate at which Zafira is paid on a Saturday. Good. And she works for 6 hours on a Saturday. And when we multiply that, we get a total of $405 for that Saturday. So we add the overtime that she's paid for the Saturday, $405 to $1,800, and her total pay for that week is $2,205. And that is, in fact, the answer for this problem. Good. So we are a little bit past the halfway point at this time. We're going to take a break for a couple minutes now, and when you rejoin me, we'll be doing more consumer arithmetic type questions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust Low Cost Supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low Cost Supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, and welcome back to C Results on IBN TV, as well as the IBN TV Facebook page and the C Results Facebook page. All right, so we are looking at some consumer arithmetic type questions today. In my opinion, this is one of the most important branches of mathematics, especially for, our young students, because you're going to go off into the real world, and, the reality is that everything basically costs money, and you have to be able to do calculations in your day-to-day life, as well as, to get a handle on your own savings. It's very good. It's very nice of, young people to start saving up a little bit. Maybe your parents could create a savings account for you and so on, and you have to be able to know how to manage that money and how to spend that money wisely so that you are actually able to save and so on, okay? And maybe you might have goals, you might have things that you want to purchase. It's very nice. Instead of a child just being, given something all the time, that they do chores, they do whatever it is they can, and, save some money, and to be able to budget for that, to calculate how much they have to save for how long to purchase something. Because guess what? When you graduate from school and you get into this real school, the school of life, you're going to be required to use those tools, all right? So consumer arithmetic is very important, not just as, a branch of mathematics, but for your daily life as well. So these topics are very pertinent, all right? A lot of people like to knock mathematics because certain things in it are very abstract and you may not necessarily use it in your day-to-day life, but this is one area where you definitely will, okay? So here now we have a question which reads, a microwave has a marked price of $880. A 15% discount is given for cash purchase. What is the discounted price of the microwave? So let's just briefly explain what a discount is. All right, so a discount is a reduction in the original or regular price of an article. We use the word article here to mean item. Anything that's for sale, basically. If it's given to you at a discount, it means that you are paying less than the regular price for it, or less than the marked price for it, okay? So usually you're going to see discounts given as percentages, all right? So you arrive at whatever your favorite store is, and you see 33 and a third percent sale, 25% sale. Some stores, sometimes they go crazy and they have 75% off and so on. Whether that's true or not, I really don't know, but that would give you an idea of what fraction or what percentage. Remember, percentages, fractions, decimals, they are all interrelated, and you can view our previous videos on the YouTube channel about it. Good. So if you are given a 75% discount, that means 3/4 of the price, is going to be reduced or taken away. So that is what we mean by a discount. And always remember that the original price, the marked price, that is 100%. Okay, that is your regular price, and the discounted price would be whatever amount less than the original price, which is 100%. Good? And so let's see if anyone out there is good enough to work this out. This is not really too difficult, so let's see what this caller has to say. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to C Results on IBN TV. Hi, good afternoon, caller.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening. And who am I speaking with?
Jonathan Sinanan.
Hey, welcome, Jonathan. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Excellent. So, Jonathan, what are your thoughts for this question here?
Okay, so my thoughts for this question is, so they say a microwave has a marked price of $880.
Right.
That is the original price of the microwave.
Excellent.
And they say a 15% discount is given. And 15% is always 100. So you have to say 15% over 100 multiplied by 880 over 1.
All right.
So just go to work it out, okay?
Sure, go ahead.
And you will get $152
Right.
as the discounted price.
Now, $132 is the discount. That is not the discounted
Yes, I know.
price.
Yeah. No, you have to take away the $132 from the 880, and that is the answer.
All right, excellent. And what is that?
So I'm working it out now.
No problem.
The answer for the question which I got was $748.
Excellent. $748 is the right answer. Thank you so much, Jonathan. And congratulations on all the great work you're doing on Edmodo, right? All right, Jonathan. So, let's recap. We have here the mark price of the microwave being $880. So that's the original price, the regular price, which as we said is 100%. All right. Now we are given a discount of 15%. So whatever the marked original / regular prices of that item, it's going to now be 15% less than that. So we can do this two ways. We can find the discount, which is 15%, and then subtract it from the marked price, and that would give us our discounted price. And that is the method that Jonathan opted for here. All right. So we find 15% of 880, and again, if you have some difficulties with percentages, you're a little shaky with that particular topic, please search our videos on percentages on the YouTube channel. There's a lot of information and practice there to be had, and we found that the discount is $132, but don't ever, if they ask for the discount, this is the answer, but they're asking here for the discounted price. So that's how much you're going to pay for the item now that you're given this discount. So we have to take this discount here. Discount, as we said, it means less, so don't add it. We're going to subtract it from the original price of $880, and that is going to give us $748. Alternatively, right, since we are given a discount of 15%, and we said that the original price is always 100%, we can say 100 subtract 20, it's 20, right? No, sorry, 15. Subtract 15 is equal to 85%. So we're going to be paying 85% of the price, the marked price of the item, and then we can find 85% of $880. And in doing so, we can get to the answer directly. All right? And we're going to get 17 multiplied by 44. And that will give us the very same $748. All right, so because the discount is 15%, the original price, as we said, is always 100%. You're given a 15% discount. That means that you'll be paying 85% of the marked price of the item. So we subtract the discount, 15, we got 85%. If the discount was 50%, we'd be paying 50%. If it was 10% off, we'd be paying 90% of the value, all right? And we work it just as we did for 15%. However, when we do this calculation now, we don't have to subtract anything. We're just going to get the discounted price directly. So that is the answer for this question. So we have yet another concept here now in consumer arithmetic that we're going to discuss again very briefly before we actually tackle this question. So a pack of juice costs $12 and a box of cereal costs $16. Kaylee bought 2 packs of juice and 3 boxes of cereal. All right, VAT of 12.5% was added to the bill. How much did Kaylee pay in total for the items? So she bought 2 packs of juice and 3 boxes of cereal, but she has to pay VAT on that. Now, what do we mean by VAT? All right, so VAT, or value added tax. So sometimes taxes are added to the cost of certain goods or services as a means of government revenue. All right, so currently in Trinidad and Tobago, VAT stands at 12.5% or 12.5%, right? But a nice way to work VAT out is to actually think of it as a fraction. It's much easier to use the fraction for your calculations. All right, so 12.5% is the same as 12.5 divided by 100, or 12.5, if we go back a step further, is the same as 12.5. We have to remember that a half is 0.5. Okay, we've been through that before. There are certain fractions we just need to know as decimals. Good. So 12.5%, percent means out of 100. We divide that by 100, and that is, the same as 0.125. And that is the same as, 125 over 1,000, which you can reduce to 1/8. All right, so if you put 125 over 1,000 and you keep canceling, you are going to reduce that fraction to 1/8. All right, so the VAT, in other words, is going to be 1/8 of whatever the bill is. We are going to pay an extra 1/8 on that bill. Good, and so keep this in mind. It will come in handy when you're performing your calculations. So let's take a caller for our question now. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hello, good day.
Hi, good day. And who am I speaking with? Hi, good day.
Hello, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, caller. Who am I speaking with?
Cristiano.
Christiana, welcome to the program.
I speak Cristiano. Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, go ahead.
Who am I speaking with? Cristiano.
All right, so you need to lower the volume on the television and listen on the phone, right?
Hello?
Yes, you're listening to me on the TV. You need to listen to me on the phone.
All right.
All right, so once you get that sorted out, we can go ahead. Christiana, are you there? All right, guys, so remember when you're calling, you need to mute the television and listen to us on the phone, all right? You're going to be able to rewatch the video afterwards, so don't worry, you'll get to hear yourself on the stream. Let's take another call then. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to See Results on IBN TV.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, good evening, and who am I speaking with?
Jonathan Senna again.
Hey, welcome back, Jonathan. So, Jonathan, what are your thoughts for this question here?
So my thoughts for the question is, they say a pack of juice costs $12 and a box of cereal costs $16.
Right.
She only bought 2 packs of juice and 3 boxes. So first thing first I'm going to do is add the 2 packs of juice and the 3 boxes.
Okay.
So I'm just going to work it out now.
Sure.
So the juice will be $24.
Yeah.
And the boxes of cereal will be $48.
Right. And how much is that in total?
That is $72 in total.
Excellent. $72 in total. So that is our bill before VAT, right?
Yes.
So what do we do now for this VAT?
So after she bought the cereal and the juice, the people give she VAT now at
right.
12.5,
Yeah.
also known as 1/8.
Very good.
So now what you have to do is put 72 over 1 multiplied by 1/8. So, sir, just give me a second to work it out, please.
Of course, go ahead.
And the VAT will be 9.
Excellent. $9 is the VAT.
Yes,
And the cost of the items is how much again?
$72.
All right, so what will the total bill be now?
Now you will have to add the $972,
Yes.
and that will be on top.
And that gives us how much?
$81.
Excellent. So our total bill is $81,
$81.
right? Very good, Jonathan. Thank you so much for that call.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. So let's just recap again. Kaylee here, she's at the grocery, all right, and she's buying juice and cereal. She bought 2 packs of juice and 3 boxes of cereal. So in order to get, the price before VAT, we have to multiply the quantities by the unit price. All right, the unit price of a pack of juice is $12. We're buying 2 of those, so you're going to pay $24. The cost of a box of cereal is $16. You're buying 3 of those, so you're going to pay $48. And altogether, those items cost $12 before VAT. All right, so remember we said that VAT is a tax that is added on the price of certain, or the cost of certain goods and services, government revenue, right? So what is going to be the value-added tax for these items? As we said, 12.5%. You can easily think of it as 1/8. Good. So we're going to find 1/8 of the $72, which is the cost of the juice and cereal, and we're going to get $9 in VAT. So you have to add now the base price here, which is $72, plus the VAT, and you're going to get your total bill, which is $81. And I'll just show you very quickly that, okay, so we know that the cost of the items, the cereal and the juice, is $72. All right. So just like a discount, when you see the marked price as 100%, good, you can also see this as 100%, or 100% is the same as 100 over 100, which is equal to 1. Good. And you're adding 1/8 to it. Good. So therefore, our total bill is going to be 8 over 8 plus 1/8, which is 9/8 of the cost of the juice and the cereal. Good. Because we have the 1 here, which is the price of the items without the value-added tax. And this is 1/8 here representing the tax. We add those together, we're going to get 9/8. And so now we can multiply 9 over 8 by 72, which is the cost of the items. And we get 8 into 8, 1. 8 into 72 is 9. And 9 multiplied by 9 is $81. And that way, you don't have to find for the VAT separately and add it. All right? We just add 1/8 to 1, and we get 9 over 8, or 1 and 1/8. Remember, we have videos available on converting between mixed numbers and improper fractions and vice versa as well. And we find 9/8 of the cost, which is $72, and we'll get the final price of $81, which is the same. All right? So those, were a host of questions on the topic of consumer arithmetic. We have some more to do, which will continue on Thursday. But in the meantime, don't go anywhere, because Ms. Nyla will be joining us in a couple of minutes to do some English language arts with you, all right? So it's been my pleasure. I am Sir Ijaz. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and of course to join our class on edmodo.com. Do have a pleasant evening. Assalamu alaikum. Take care.
the everyday lowest prices on all grocery items, trust low-cost supermarket for the widest variety of quality products at low prices. Freshly picked fruits and vegetables, healthy products for your well-being, high-quality meat cuts, and a warm and friendly service. Low-cost supermarket, Sun and Main Road, Cunupia.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors and roti makers. Try our high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and baker's flour. Low price and conveniently packaged in 2 pounds, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Shiklisha Limited 665-3336 or visit us at Warrenville, Cunupia. Shiklisha Limited, quality you can trust.
Assalamu alaikum, good evening guys, and welcome back to C Results. So you're now joining me, Miss Nyla, and we are going to go into English language arts for today. I must say welcome to all our viewers, whether you are joining us on our Facebook page, C Results, or the IBN TV 8 page, or you are looking at us live on television, channel 8 or channel 108, depending on your provider, right? So welcome guys, I hope that you are having, a good holiday so far, It's not really a holiday, but, despite of everything that is happening, we are trying to make the most of the time that we have with us. Especially, you, the students who are getting ready for the SEA exam. Still no final date on that exam as yet, but according to the ministry's report, we will know probably sometime today, okay? But let's just hold on for that for now. We do have some work, to get done. In the meantime, just want to remind you guys, I know some of you are new viewers, we have covered all the content needed or necessary for or in preparation for the SEA exam, right? So what we are doing now, we are just focusing on past papers or practice papers, right? So we are just doing practice, we are doing questions, and we are working from there, right? Now the videos are available for you on our YouTube channel, C Results, that is, right? So you can go ahead, subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch those videos, right? We have quite a number of videos, right? Over 50 episodes, which is over 100 hours of content prepared and waiting for you, right? So take full advantage of that, especially for you guys who are just joining us. And of course, it's good for reinforcement and revision as well. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead. Now, last day, we have already started this paper, but we only completed task 1. So we are in section 1 still. As we know, section 1 comprises of 3 different tasks: spelling, punctuation, and capitalization, and grammar. And then we'll move on to section 2, which comprises of comprehension, poetry, and graphic, right? So we have only completed the spelling task so far, and we are going to move on to punctuation and capitalization, right? So let's just read the instructions for this task, and then we're going to open the lines, and you can call us and help us answer the relevant questions. Some punctuation marks and capital letters have been left out in the passage below. There is one error in every line. Insert the missing punctuation mark or capital letter. You'll notice this task is only worth 6 marks, right? As opposed to task 1 and task 3. So let's read this paragraph, and then we're going to open the lines to take some calls. Shiva's mother packed a vegetarian sandwich and 2 bananas in his lunch bag. Did you remember to pack snacks for me? Asked Shiva. Don't worry, son. I packed your favorites: nuts, granola, raisins, and biscuits. His mother reassured him. Shiva shouted, "Thanks, Mom," as he rushed into the car. Right? So we're going to open the lines. Feel free to call us and help us, right, insert the missing capital or punctuation mark. So the numbers are going to be up on your screen. I know some of you have already memorized or stored it on your phones, right? So that's great as well. Remember, we are going line by line, and in each line there is an error. So ensure that you read the line carefully, right? Probably at first glance you may not see what is missing, right? But read it carefully, and I assure you, you will find an answer. And let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. What's your name? Hi, welcome. Can you
David.
hear me? Hi, David. So we are on the first line. So I want you to read that line for me, and then I want you to tell me, where the missing punctuation or capital letter is. So you will say mother, for example, comma, if that's the answer, okay?
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Shiva's mother packed a vegetarian sandwich and...
Right.
So the error is Shiva. It's supposed to be apostrophe S.
So it's supposed to be S-H-I-V-A apostrophe S. Excellent job. Thanks so much, David, for your call. Right.
Welcome.
Okay, so notice, guys, we are inserting, right, the missing punctuation letter. In your case, what you have to do is put apostrophe mark right there, right? So this is how you would answer or give your answer for SE exam rather than going to the box to the side here, right? We don't put the answer there. All right, let's move on to the next line. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, this is Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, Nicholas. So help us with line 2.
So line 2, right, is capital D because the is starting a new sentence.
Very good. All right, so capital D here. Thanks, Nicholas.
Okay, you're welcome.
Right, so we notice here, and how did we know to put a capital or use a capital D there? This is your clue. There is a full stop to the end of this sentence, which indicates that your very next word should start with a capital letter. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Welcome. What's your name?
Ariana.
Hi, Ariana. So we're on line 3. So line 3 is a bit short, but can you identify what is missing there?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Did you remember to pack snacks for me? It's supposed to have a question mark before the close quotation.
Excellent. Before the close quotation mark. Great job, Ariana. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Right, so she's in fact correct. This is a question. And also what is important here is where you put your question mark. Right, it's inside the quotation. Good evening, caller. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Jonathan Senanan.
Hi, Jonathan. How are you?
I am good.
Okay, Jonathan. Help us with line 4.
Okay, so line 4, the error in line 4 is after favorite, it must have a colon because a list is following it.
Excellent job. Thanks so much, Jonathan, for your help.
You're welcome.
Okay, so he's in fact correct. We use a colon in this case here when we are going to list items. And if you go on to the 5th line, you would notice that items were listed. Right, so great job there so far. Let's take another call. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening, caller.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name? Hi, caller. Are you there with us? Okay, guys, just remember to lower your volume on the television set, right, and listen to us on the cell phone rather than on the TV, okay? Good evening. Welcome. Okay, I'm just going to hold on there for another call, right? We are on to line 5. So it's one error in each line, and so far, so good, right? So let's go on to this line, right? So don't worry, son. I packed your favorites. Nuts, granola, raisins, and biscuits. His mother reassured him, right? I don't have a call. Actually, I do. So great, in time. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening, caller.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Sarah.
Nice to have you with us. So help me with line 5. What am I missing?
You are missing. A full stop after him.
Excellent. I am missing a full stop after him. Great job. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
Right, and let's take a final call to help us end this task. Good evening. Welcome to Series Results.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. What's your name?
Aaron Connell.
Nice to have you with us. So tell me, last line there, can you see it?
Exclamation mark.
Where?
By thanks, but after mom.
After mom. Great job. Right, so mom exclamation. Thank you for your call. Right, and all the callers for this task were in fact correct, so great job. Kudos to all of you guys, and especially, you know, those of you, if you probably didn't call, that's fine, but you did the exercise with us at home, and you got all correct, right? So that's 6 marks in this task. So let's go on to task 3. There is one grammatical error in every line in the passage below. Underline each error and write the correct form of the word in the box provided. Now, this task is with 12 marks, right? Just as with task 1. So you have 2 things you are to do here. You have to underline the error, and then you have to give the correction. All right, so let's go on to that task. We're going to read the paragraph, and then I'll take some calls. The fisherman, along with his crew, were journeying out to sea. While on the way, suddenly a massive wave slammed harshly in the fishing boat, causing it to flip. The frightened fishermen called unsuccessfully for help. They tried to swim, but the sea was too rough. Thanks to the Coast Guards, whom assisted, they were rescued eventually. All right, and I do have a call on the line. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome.
Hello?
Hi, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Devontae.
Nice to have you with us. So, number 13, what is our error there?
Okay, can I read the line, please?
Sure, take your time.
Fisherman along with his crew.
Is that supposed to be A?
So read it with the correction for me.
A fisherman along with his crew were journeying out.
No, that is incorrect, unfortunately. Remember, it's a grammar exercise. We're looking for grammatical errors, okay? So A and D essentially would mean the same thing, right? Referring to one. Try again.
Is we're supposed to be 1?
Why is that?
Because it's subject to the agreement.
Subject verb. What is your subject there?
The fisherman.
The fisherman. And do you know what this phrase is called here, along with his crew?
Noun and acquisition.
Okay, well, that is also correct, but is also referred to as an intervening phrase, right? So while your answer is correct, I just want to remind all of you who are watching, right? We do look at the subject only, just as our caller pointed out. So excellent job there. So the fisherman referring to one, right? We are not paying attention to this intervening phrase to be confused by it. Because when we see the word crew, we may think, yes, that is plural. So then we would look at the verb next to it, and we would think that we're supposed to use a plural verb. But in fact, we are looking at the subject only, right? So it would read, the fisherman was journeying out, right? So we just left out that intervening phrase, so we'll make complete sense of what we are reading, right? So the correct answer is, in fact, was. Right? Let's take another call. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, caller. Good evening.
Good evening.
Hi, what's your name?
Daniela Wilson.
Nice to have you with us, Daniela. So we're on the second line there. Go ahead and read it and let me know what do you think the error is.
There is suddenly.
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 So it's sudden, and it should in fact be?
Suddenly.
Suddenly. Great job, Daniela. Thanks for calling.
You're welcome.
Right, so we use the adverb suddenly. All right, let's take another call. Good evening. Welcome to C Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Jason.
Hi, Javen. So the third line there, go ahead and point out the error for me.
Oh, okay. So I could just read from the second line.
Yes,
please?
of course. Take your time.
Okay. So I would say I would underline in,
Uh-huh.
and I would say on to.
On to. Any other possible answers here?
On?
No. But on to is correct, huh? There are two other answers that we can give here. Right?
Into is one?
Say that again?
Into?
Yes. Into as well as against. So into or against.
Into.
Right, so we have three possible answers for this error on this line. But thanks so much for calling. You are in fact correct. Right, and
Yeah.
I will go through each one of these lines and their corrections as soon as we are finished with the task. All right, let's go on to the fourth line. Thank you for your call.
Yes, miss.
Hi, what's your name? Okay. Good evening. Welcome to C Results. Okay. Just remember, guys, to listen to us on your cell phone rather than the TV, okay? Good evening. Welcome to C Results. Okay. All right, so I'm going to hold on for another call there. In the meantime, we are looking at the fourth line. The frightened fisherman called unsuccessfully for help. Right, so while we await a call, let's just go back to the second line, right, where the answer was suddenly. So while on the way, sudden, a massive wave. Right, so even from reading that line, you know something is wrong. It doesn't sound correct. Right, so instead of sudden, you use the adverb suddenly. Right, and let's take this call to help us. So line 4, good evening. Welcome to C Results.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Aditya Joseph.
Hi, Aditya. So help us with line 4, please.
The frightened fisherman could call unsuccessfully for help. The error is frightened. It's supposed to be frightened.
Frightened. Excellent. Right? Frightened. Thank you for calling.
Okay.
All right. So frightened. All right. We have another call. Good evening. Welcome to C Results. Hi. Good evening, caller. Okay. I'm just going to hold on there.
Please hang up.
So the fifth line, they tried to swim, but the sea was too rough. Thanks to. Good evening. Welcome to C Results. Okay. I'm not hearing this caller for some reason. Right? But let's just go back to the third line while we wait another call. So slammed harshly. Hi. Good evening. Welcome to C Results.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam. Who am I speaking with?
Ariana.
Hi, Ariana. So the fifth line, what is my error?
Excuse, can you zoom in, please? I can't see properly.
Yes. Can we just zoom in on line 5, please, guys? So just give it a second. Okay, I'm just waiting for them to zoom in on line 5. So, guys, thank you. Right, so can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay.
They tried to swim, but the sea was too rough. I think too supposed to have an XO.
An XO. Do you know why?
Because hyperbole.
No. Because the sea can actually be rough, right? But that's fine, right? Your answer is in fact correct. I will explain it off here, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Right, remember guys, this is about grammatical errors, okay? So don't think too much outside the box. Just remember that all the errors that we are looking at here, right, it is a grammatical error. All right, let's take this final call to help us with this last line. Good evening. Welcome to C Results. Hi, good evening.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Reagan.
Hi, Reagan. So last line here. What is the error?
Okay, so the error is the Coast Guard who assisted them.
Okay, great. Do you know why?
The Coast Guards, well, guards is plural, so it will be who.
Okay, all right. That, in fact, is not quite correct. Your answer is correct, however, right? But your explanation, right? This is not subject-verb agreement, okay? But thanks so much for calling, and I will explain it a bit shortly. Right, guys? So we have completed this task, but it's time for us to take a break, right, for Maghrib. But when we return, I'm going to go over this task, and we are going to look at the corrections and how we arrived at them. So stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after the break. Assalamu alaikum, good evening guys, and welcome back to C Results. Okay, so just before the break, we completed task 3, so which is the grammar section. So let's just quickly run through from line 3 to 6, right, the grammatical errors. Now, the reason that we are not going in depth with these errors and understanding fully, you know, how we arrived at the correction is because we did this already, right? So we spent quite a lot of time on grammar, right? So looking at subject-verb agreements, looking at the use of prepositions, adverbs, adjectives, all of those things, right? So we did take the time necessary and we went into each topic step by step, and we did activities for each one, understanding how to use it, especially when it applies to the grammatical section in your paper, right? So the third line here, slammed harshly in the fishing boat, causing it to flip, right? So preposition here, right? So we have 3 answers: into, onto, against, right? Any of those also correct, right? The frightened fisherman called unsuccessfully for help, simply forming the past tense. And we learned about rules when forming the past tense. Simply just had to add ed to the word frightened here, right? They tried to swim, but the sea was too rough. So it's T-double-O rather than T-O, right? And you must know the difference between T-O and T-double-O, right? So here it's used as an adverb, right? So it tells us to what extent something is happening, but in this case, to the extent of how rough the sea was, right? So you have to ensure that you know the use of the 2 words. Also remember, all of these videos and content is available for you, right? When you go to our YouTube channel especially and you're finding the videos, they are labeled. For example, if you are looking at prepositions, you want to learn about prepositions, you will see prepositions on that video, right? Or if you're looking at the use of the word to and to, you will also see that, right? So it's very easy for you to find. And this last one here, the Coast Guards who assisted, they were rescued eventually, right? Now, who and whom is easily confused, right? We did this topic twice actually, so it's also there for you, right? We also learned the trick where who answers the question of he or she, and whom answers the question of him or her, right? So that's a little trick there that we learned, and you can also learn if you don't know already, to help you to understand when to use who and when to use whom, right? In this case, we're asking who, right? Who were the persons who assisted, right? Now somebody said Coast Guards who, right? Because it's plural. Now this is not, this doesn't have anything to do with subject-verb agreement, so be very mindful of that. But speaking about subject-verb agreement, as with number 13 on the board here, we looked at approximately 17 different rules that applies to subject-verb agreement, right? So all of which you need to know, and probably lots more. So when you have some extra time, go over those videos and help yourself, you know, learn some more of those rules. Right, so let's go on to section 2 now in the paper, which is actually comprehension, right? Read the passage, actually. So this is, let me just give me 1 second here, right? The passage is actually not on food safety. We already completed that passage, right? So there's a typo here. I'm not going to give you the name of the passage because one of the questions actually to give or recommend a name for this passage, right? So what you have to do is read the passage and answer the questions that follows, right? So let's go on to read the passage. But before we do so, I just want to remind you guys, this section, not section, but this task is actually with 20 marks, right? So you have to ensure that you answer your questions properly, look at your sentence construction, don't fall short on your spelling, or anything like that, okay? You are doing your absolute best to answer it the best that you can. So be very mindful of that. All right, so let's go to the comprehension, and we're going to read it together. Macy unclipped the cage door. She pulled it open, and she smiled as a cloud of hens exploded into the yard. With much feather shaking and squawking, they settled down to eat the dinner scraps Macy had scattered for them. As usual, the red hen took charge, grabbing the best scraps, pecking at any hen that dared to get in its way, flapping and fussing this way and that. Why do the other hens let the red hen boss them like that? Macy had asked her mother. Hens have a pecking order, her mother explained. The bravest and strongest hen is in charge. She can peck all the other hens, but no one can peck her. The next hen in the pecking order can peck everyone except the top hen, and so it goes all the way down. So you feel really sorry for the poor hen at the bottom. Hens like a bossy leader. But Macy had a different view. Every night she had to lock the hens back in their cage so that foxes and owls did not get them. This was her job. Everyone in the large family had jobs. By the time it was getting dark, all the hens were happy to go back into their cage. That is, all except the red hen. She would pretend to walk towards the cage door and at that last minute would suddenly rush to the side and wait for Macy to chase her. Another trick was to sit in the middle of the yard. As soon as Macy got close enough to bend and pick her up, the hen would flap her wings really hard so Macy could not grab her. Then she would run off again. Eventually, after the red hen had decided that Macy had chased her enough, she would calmly walk into the cage by herself, her little red eyes gleaming in triumph as Macy slammed the cage door behind her. Macy had tried to lure the red hen by putting her favorite food inside the cage at night, but the hen would not be bribed. Macy had tried banging pot lids together to frighten the red hen, but she scared the other hens so much they did not lay any eggs for 2 days. Macy went to find her father. "I need to teach that red hen a lesson," she said. "I'm going to leave her out all night to fight the foxes and the owls. That will teach her to go in the cage when I see." Right? This was written by Bruce Anderson. Right? So we're going to open the lines and feel free to call us and help us answer these questions. Right? So that first question, a cloud of hens exploded into the yard. What does this statement tell you about the behavior of the hens? Right? So the numbers are up on the screen, guys. Feel free to call us and assist with answering the questions. Remember all that we have learned with comprehension strategies, right? How to go about answering your questions, what to look for, what is important, what the question is actually asking you. You must understand that first of all, right? And how to answer a question in a complete sentence using the stem, right? Using part of the question as the stem, right? So I'm just waiting on a call, but in the meantime, we can probably get started. And actually, we do have a caller to help us with this question. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Okay, and we lost that. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening, caller.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Regan.
Hi, Regan. So, can you assist us with this question, please?
Sure, I could zoom in on it, please.
Yes. Can we just zoom in there, guys? Just hold on a second for that. Okay, we just want to zoom in on question 19, please. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to give that a second. In the meantime, I'm going to read a question for you while we wait for them to zoom in on this question, okay?
All right, thank you.
A cloud of hens exploded into the yard. All right, lines 1 and 2. What does this statement tell you about the behavior of the hens?
Okay, so this statement tells me that when the hens come out of the coop, they crowd up together and bunch up and rush at everything.
And they rush at everything. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for your call. Right. So that is in fact correct. The hens all rushed out of the cage simultaneously, meaning at once, right? Or the hens all flew out of the cage together. Right? So that answer with 2 marks. Right? Simple 2 marks, a literal question. You go back to your passage just as we did. You read the line in the passage, in that paragraph, and make sure that you understand what it is saying, and then you proceed to answer your question, okay? All right, let's go to our next question. Write a suitable synonym for each of the words as used in the passage, right? And we're asked to give synonyms for both words, scattered and lure. All right, let's take a call to help us. Good evening and welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome.
Hello, good day.
Hi, caller. So, first of all, did you get the question? Are you there, caller?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing, right, I want you to tell me what is a synonym?
Okay, so a synonym is a word that you use to
say in resemblance of that word.
Okay, so a word that is similar in meaning to another word,
Yeah.
right? Okay, great. So the first word here is scattered. So let's go to line 3. And I highlighted the word for you so it's easy to find. Right? I want you to give me a synonym for that word.
Scattered?
Yes.
Okay, a synonym for scattered will be jumble.
No. Okay, so if I say the toys are scattered on the floor, or if I say the toys are scattered all over the floor, what am I saying about the toys? Are they jumbled?
Please have.
Okay, and we lost that call there, unfortunately. I would have really liked for the scholar to, continue with that question. But let's take another one. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Javen.
Hi, Javen. So let's just go back to that question, right? I want you to write a suitable synonym or give a suitable synonym for each of the words as used in the passage. We said that a synonym is a word that is similar in meaning, right, to another word. So first I want you to give me a synonym for the word scattered and then for le, right? So scattered.
So our synonym that we can use for scattered is spread.
Yes. And what about le?
Entice.
Can you say that again?
Entice.
Entice. Okay, yes, that is actually correct. Thank you so much for calling. Right, so both answers are correct, right? So scattered, strewn, sprinkled, spread, thrown. Right, le, trap, attract, entice, tempt, persuade. Right, so you have a number of options. Remember, we're dealing with synonyms. So basically, it's an open list that you can give for your answer. Right, so let's go to the next question. But before we go to this question, I just want to remind you guys, as you go along and you discover vocabulary or words that you don't know the meaning of, I urge you, please pick up your dictionary, go on Google, find the meaning of that word. Somewhere along the line, just as we did here, you may have to give a synonym or the meaning for it. Now, yes, you can use your passage in context to help you find the meaning. Sometimes we are not able to do that, right? So just be mindful of that. Broaden your vocabulary. It will help you greatly, not only in ELA, but of course in language as well. Creative writing, rather, sorry. Right, let's take a look at this question. What two behaviors of the red hen show she is the leader of the brood of hens? Right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Aaron.
Hi, Aaron. So help me with question 21. Can you see the question?
Yes.
Okay.
The true behavior of the red hen show she is the leader of the brood is that she pecks anyone and she flaps her wings and fusses and fusses.
Was the last thing you said?
She grabs the best. She grabs the best scraps.
Okay, right. That's one. And what was the second?
She pecks any hen that dared get in its way.
Very good. Thank you, Aaron.
You're welcome.
Right. So she pecks at other hens or others but they do not peck at her. She gets the best food. She fusses and flaps to have her way, or she leads the flock. The red hen or brood of hens, the red hen took charge when they came out of the cage, right? So all of those you could have chosen from for your answers, any two, and you will be awarded your marks. All right, guys, it's that simple. All right, let's look at this question. Explain what is meant by the phrase, hens have a pecking order, line 6. Let's take this call to help us. Good evening, welcome to See Results. Good evening, welcome to See Results.
Hi.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Regan again.
Hi, Regan. So explain what is meant by the phrase, hens have a pecking order, line 6. So I have highlighted that line for you, so it's easy to identify. We're just going to zoom up there, please, and you can go ahead and look at that.
All right, so what they mean by a pecking order is like a certain assemblance, like, say, like hens, like they have certain orders, like who could be boss and like...
Right, like a rank, right?
Yes, a ranking order, that's what it is.
Okay, great. Thank you for your call.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Right, hens have a ranking system where the red hen is the leader and the others follow. The other hens accepted the red hen as their boss or leader. Right, so either of those is actually correct. Give 2 reasons why Macy locks the cage door at nights. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Javan.
Hi, Javan. So give 2 reasons why Macy locks the cage door at nights.
Okay, you could go to the poem, please?
Yes, it's comprehension passage, right?
All right, yeah, comprehension passage.
Yes.
Okay, so she has to lock the cage door so that the hens wouldn't have to, so that owls and foxes wouldn't get the hens.
Right.
And so that the hens wouldn't run away and get lost.
Yes, that is also correct. Right. Thank you for your call.
Okay, miss.
You're welcome. Right, so couple answers here, right? To protect the hens from danger, remember, that was her chore as well. This was her duty. This is something that she had to do every night, right? To prevent foxes and owls from eating them, to prevent hens from getting out at night, right? She cares for the hens. She is responsible and or caring, right? So the answers here are a bit open. Of course, you can take your answers from the passage as well, but you can also think that, or come up with your own answer that she is responsible or this was her duty or anything relating to that. All right, let's go to the next question. Give 1 reason why the red hen rushed to the side of the cage instead of going into it. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Daniela Wilson.
Hi, Daniela. So I want you to give 1 reason why the red hen rushed to the side of the cage instead of going into it.
So it can be free?
So it can be free. All right. And anything else?
Hold on 1 minute, please.
Sure.
Yeah, so this won't have to be locked up in the cage at night every time?
Yes.
Can be free?
Okay, no problem. I'll take that answer. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right. She wants to get Macy's attention or to get Macy to play with her, to show Macy she's not easily intimidated, right, as she was the leader of the brood. She wants to trick Macy, or she wants to show Macy that she's the boss. She didn't want to get into the cage, right, which is what our caller just said. So any of those answers, any answer similar to that, once you give a proper reasoning to the question, you will be awarded your mark. All right, let's go to the next question. Who is the smarter of the 2 between Macy and the hen? All right, give 2 examples of what the red hen or Macy did in the passage that shows this. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Devontae.
Hi, Devontae. So help us with this question. Would you like to reread it?
Yes, please.
Okay, go ahead.
Who is the smarter of the 2 between Macy and me? Okay, I'm going to go to the passage now.
Right. Okay, so I have a couple paragraphs for you to read here, so you can say next if you like, okay?
Okay. Okay, I have my answer.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the hen is smarter.
Right.
Because she would pretend to walk towards the cage door.
Right.
And at the last minute, would suddenly rush to the side and wait for Macy to chase her.
Very good. Right, so thanks for calling. Right, now this answer can actually go both ways. Now, whether you choose the red hen or you choose Macy, remember, you must give your examples to support your answer, and that was really what is important here, right? So let's look at the two options. The red hen is smarter since she couldn't be bribed by Macy, right? And we're just going to zoom in on the answers, please, guys, right? So the red hen is smarter since she couldn't be bribed by Macy, defeated all of Macy's efforts to control her, tricked Macy every day, or played more than one trick on Macy. Or you could have said that Macy is smarter because she always got the red hen into the cage eventually, was going to make the red hen pay for her tricks, or could teach a red hen a lesson, right? So either of these answers will be correct as long as you give the appropriate examples to support that answer, right? So let's go on to this question. What kind of person is Macy? Give two examples of what she does in the passage that shows this. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello, good day.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee. A bit of feedback in the background. I don't know if it's your television. Okay, great. That's better. So, Kaylee,
Hello?
Yes, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so what kind of person is Macy? And give two examples of what she does in the passage that shows this.
So Macy is a responsible person because she has a job and she does it, and she puts the hens in at night and she feeds them.
Okay, all right. Great job, Kaylee.
Thank you.
All right, so.
This is Regan.
Regan, sorry, I do apologize.
That's all right. It's okay.
All right.
It happens. All right. Bye.
All right, thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
All right, so Macy is caring because she feeds the hens and smiles when looking at them. Or Macy is responsible. She takes her job seriously by always ensuring the hens are fed and safe, just as Regan said. Or Macy likes to be in control and have order. She does not appreciate the red hen's disobedience and plans to teach her a lesson. Right, so you can give any adjective there to describe Macy as long as you give the correct supporting examples. Right, so that was with 3 marks. All right. And this question suggests a suitable title for this passage. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Javen.
Hi, Javen. So welcome back. So I want you to give me a suitable title for this passage.
Okay, so I would say the determined Macy and the stubborn hen.
Very good. I love that. Thanks so much.
Okay, miss.
Okay. So I do want to take another call. That answer was quite interesting. So let's take this one. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Aidan again.
Aidan. So give us a suitable title for this passage.
A suitable title for the passage is Macy and the Red Hen.
Macy and the Red Hen. Simple and effective, right? Thank you, Aidan. Right, so I like that both students were able to give in their title the 2 characters or main characters from the passage. Right, now that's really important when you're given a suitable title, one such as this. In this passage, the entire comprehension focused on 2 characters, Macy and the hen. So ensure that you include both of them in your title, okay? So Macy and the Red Hen, Macy and the Clever Hen, the Battle of the Bosses, right? The Determined Competitors. Any of those is actually fine, right? Relates to both characters. And of course, we had 2 great answers from our previous callers. And this question, that will teach her to go in her cage when I say, right? Referring to line 24 and 25. Do you think the red hen will ever go into the cage when Macy tells her to do so? Explain your answer using details from the passage. All right, let's take this call to help us. Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hi, good day.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee. So, did you read this question?
Yeah.
Okay, so do you, let me just go to that paragraph for you. Right, so and I have highlighted that line for you, so you can go ahead, read it, and then give us your answer if you like.
Okay. So I think it will teach the red hen a lesson because
the owls will eventually start to chase her down or plan to eat her, and she might get scared.
Okay, but the question said, do you think the red hen will ever go into the cage when Macy tells her to do so?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, why? Do you want to go with the same supporting evidence that the foxes and owls will eventually get a hold of Macy? Not Macy, sorry, the red hen?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is correct, okay? So thanks so much for calling on that
No
answer.
problem.
Right? So yes, the red hen would be taught a lesson. So if you leave her out all night to fight with foxes and owls, maybe she'll be taught a lesson, okay? And Macy would be boss or no. So if you said no, the red hen will continue to have her way, run off and flap her wings hard so Macy could not grab her, right? So whether you say yes or whether you say no, so we're looking at inferential type questions. You have to give the supporting evidence to help us. Great, so we have come to the end of that comprehension passage, right? We do have about 5 minutes left. We are not going to start the poem. What we are going to do, we are going straight to the graphic, right? So just give me a second there. Okay. So just give me 1 minute. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we are going to go straight to the graphics. So stay tuned with us, guys. Assalamu alaikum, good evening guys and welcome back. So just before the break, we completed punctuation and capitalization from section 1 as well as grammar. We went on to section 2 and completed the comprehension passage. We don't have time, unfortunately, for the poem today, but we will do that tomorrow, so don't worry about it. But we do have some time, so we're going to go to some questions in the graphic. Now, this paper here was one of the specimen papers, so essay specimen papers. Now, this graphic was not part of the specimen paper. We already completed the graphic for this paper when we were looking at graphic organization, okay? So I just replaced this with another one. So let's read the graphic, and then we go to the questions. Lawnmowers for sale, available for purchase from January 10th to 12th. Excellent working order, slight cosmetic damage. Get in on this exceptional value for performance and durability. Cost $1,200. Going fast. Sale for 2 days only. Contact Sam 543-1800. That's the home contact, or 254-1288 cell. Email sam@lawnmower.com. Number 14, Puban Street, Balandra. Right, and an image there is given on this flyer or advertisement as well. Right, so let's go to the questions. And we do have a call on the line. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
Hello.
Hi, welcome. Thanks for joining us. What's your name?
Javen.
Hi, Javen. So, Javen, right, what is being advertised on the flyer?
So you could go back to the graphic?
Yes.
Okay, so lawnmowers are being advertised on the flyer.
Right. Thank you, Javen, for your answer. Right.
Okay.
Of course, that's correct. Right. It's even written in bold, big and bold for us to see. It captures the reader's attention. Right. So lawnmowers are being advertised. All right. Next question. Name 2 ways in which a buyer can contact Sam. Right? So let's just hold on for a call, and in the meantime, we can go to the flyer. Right? And we do have a call. Good evening. Welcome to See Results.
This is a recording.
Okay. So we are looking at 2 ways that you can contact
Hello, good
Sam. Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee. So we want 2 ways that you can contact Sam.
Can you zoom in on his side, please?
Sure.
Okay. You can contact him by either his home or cell number or his email.
Right, great. Right, so that answer is correct. You can contact him via home or cell phone or through email. Right, and of course that's correct. Why is the sale described as exceptional? Right, so we lost that call, so we're going to hold on. Right, okay, and we lost that one too. Good evening, welcome to See Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Hello?
Hi, welcome to See Results. Are you there, caller? Okay, and we lost that call, okay? But let me just give you the answer for this question. Good evening, welcome to See Results.
Hello?
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome to See Results. What's your name?
Zara.
Hi, Zara. So why is the sale described as exceptional?
Because I think this sale is exceptional because usually lawnmowers are expensive.
Okay, great. So you're getting value for your money, in other words, then? Okay.
Pardon, what did you say?
So I said that you are getting value for your money, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So the sale is described as exceptional as it is an all-in-one package. So great value, performance, and durability. And if you go back to the flyer, you would see that here, right? Excellent working order, slight cosmetic damage, right? But you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on exceptional value for performance and durability. So thanks so much for that answer.
You're welcome.
Right? Why are lawnmowers being sold for $1,200? Right? I'm going to hold on for one call for this answer. Right? Good evening. Welcome to See Results. Hi, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, welcome. What's your name?
Daniela Wilson.
Nice to have you with us. So tell me, why are lawnmowers being sold for $1,200?
Can you go back to the graphic, please?
Yes. Do you think?
Hello?
Yes. Do you think?
So the lawnmowers are being sold for $1,200 because you get expositional value for performance and durability.
Yes, while that is also correct, there is something else that you must identify as well or draw your attention to. If you go to the line above, it says excellent working order, slight cosmetic damage. Right? What does slight cosmetic damage tell you? What does cosmetic refer to?
Cosmetic damage refers to, hold on a second, please.
Can you say that again?
Can you hold on?
Yes. Okay. Right. I'm going to go ahead and help out this caller because it's actually 6:59, so our time is almost up, right? So cosmetic here refers to the physical appearance or the appearance of the lawnmower, right? Meaning that something probably is defected in the way that it looks, maybe it's slightly broken or has a crack or something of that sort. Okay, caller? Right, so I'm just going to go to the answer. We're going to wrap it up, right? So lawnmowers are being sold for $1,200 because they have a slight cosmetic damage, right? So I don't think that, the lawnmowers themselves were actually being sold. Their original price is $1,200, right? That's due to the cosmetic damage. But don't worry, guys. Tomorrow we are going to continue with this graphic and with lots more. So thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, to like and share this page on Facebook and this video as well. And do have a pleasant evening. I do look forward to joining you tomorrow. Have a safe evening as well, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Good evening.